In the dead of night, like always, I'm finally drifting off when, bam, my brain hits me with the most random question. How fast would Earth have to spin for us to just fly off into space? To my surprise, finding the answer kept me awake till morning. So, let's dive into some physics. Don't worry, I promise it'll be fun. Gravity is what keeps us from floating away like balloons, but it's not working alone. There's also another force at play called centrifugal force. It's that outward push you feel when you're on a spinning ride at a fair, or when you're swinging a glass of water in a circle above your head and the water miraculously stays inside. Except here on Earth, this force is trying to throw us off the planet. But why isn't that happening? Because gravity is just way stronger than this little wannabe rebel force. Okay, but what if Earth spun faster, giving centrifugal force a real chance to shine? Would we actually fly off into space, or is it just not possible, no matter what? So, basically, yeah, it is possible. If Earth spun fast enough, we could actually fly off into space. Right now, Earth spins at about 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator, giving us our familiar 24-hour day and night cycle. But to actually fling people off, Earth would need to spin around 17 times faster, reaching a crazy speed of 28,400 kilometers per hour. That's over 17,600 miles per hour. Or, to make it simpler, Earth would need to complete one full rotation every 84.6 minutes instead of 24 hours. At that rate, centrifugal force at the equator would completely balance out gravity, making us feel weightless, like you're on the world's strangest diet. Rocks, soil, even massive trees would start to hover, like they're deciding whether to stick around or just float away. Gravity's still doing its best to hold on. But the moment Earth spins faster, yeah, exactly, that's what happens. We'd be launched right off the surface into space. Pretty wild, right? But here's where things really start getting wild. If Earth suddenly cranked up to this insane speed, we'd be dealing with winds blasting at 1,200 kilometers per hour just to keep up. Basically, hurricanes on steroids. Imagine unstoppable cyclones tearing across the planet, obliterating everything in their path. Buildings, trees, you name it. Just picture it. Skyscrapers crumbling, forests shredded, entire cities flattened by the relentless wind. And let's not forget the oceans. With everything getting flung outward, water would accumulate at the equator, where the centrifugal force is strongest, creating massive sea level rises that flood entire cities near the equator. Coastal landmarks? Gone. Reshaped coastlines? Absolutely. The sheer weight of the accumulated water would even start deforming Earth's crust at the equator. And if that's not enough, think about the day and night cycle shrinking to just 84 minutes. We'd get a new day every hour and a half. Sunrises and sunsets would zip by and fast forward, while the chaotic weather would leave ecosystems in ruins. A new day every 84 minutes would turn day and night into a blur, disrupting all natural rhythms, impacting animal and plant life cycles, and ultimately leading to ecological collapse. Plus, with days now lasting only 84 minutes, sleep would become a real problem. Imagine trying to squeeze in a proper 8 hours when an entire day and night passes in less than 2 hours. Our biological clocks would go completely haywire. Morning and night would blur into one confusing mess, and before you could even finish your morning coffee, bam, sunset's already here. Basically, Earth would be like one never-ending roller coaster of destruction, and daily life as we know it would be completely unrecognizable. So, yeah, once Earth reaches this point, it's game over. Satellites would go off, messing up communication and GPS systems worldwide. Air travel and all kind of transportation will be just a useless name which doesn't exist anymore. Countries struggle to adjust to new daily schedules, the economy upside down, and basically, we're totally. So instead, let's just appreciate our beautiful, well-behaved planet and maybe give a little shout out to gravity for keeping everything, including us, in place. Thanks to gravity, we're not flying off into space, and honestly, that's a pretty good deal.